It's time for today's qualifying session to begin here in the United States. Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas. And I'm here, of course, with Anthony Davidson on what has turned out to be a very pleasant day indeed. No weather to interfere, no problems on the track, so absolutely no room for error.
That's right, Crofty. It's looking good out there at the moment. Each team will have their own game plan for this session, and of course, once the cars leave the garage, they'll be under parc fermé conditions. So any last-minute adjustments need to be done right here and now. Beyond that, it's all up to the driver. Who can keep their tyres in the right temperature? Who can hit their apexes? No race fuel on board these days, of course. These are the fastest cars we've had in a long, long time, and it's right here in qualifying where they're at their absolute peak. Let's get started.
excellent lap. We're really pleased.
We're all ready for tomorrow.
Well done. Very solid result. You're looking good for the race.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2015. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles an hour, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into Turn 1 and the very long back straight into Turn 12. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. Everything's on the line here today and the title hangs in the balance. So how do you think they'll be coping with all that pressure?
Well, I try not to think about the result too much. The worst thing you can do in this situation is think about all the what-ifs. What if I get hit going into Turn 1? What if I get a penalty? What if I finish outside the points? If you let any of those kind of worries get to you, you can't focus on the job, so staying in the right mindset will be critical today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, De Vries, Lando Norris, and Sainz, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Albon. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Nico Hülkenberg, Stroll, Grosjean, Daniel Ricciardo, and Leclerc. Fiat, Gasly, George Russell and Robert Kubica, Vettel and Max Verstappen completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch. 1 stop to go, 1 stop left in this strategy. Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace. Go now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, good work. Great pass. Kimi is in the pits. Kimi in the pits. 5 laps of fuel remaining. Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
It's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic...
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. We all underestimated you, didn't we? It's looking like the championship is already won. Do you think there's still time for this to change? It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it? Great. Well, that's everything.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.